Hello all, welcome to Program in Master channel. Let today we talk about machine learning. First of all, what is machine learning? When you open your mailbox, you rarely see any spam mails because they are automatically filtered in a separate folder. And if you receive a document in an unknown language, you can easily translate it to other language. You can understand in just one click. Your activity before you even realize that it was stolen. Your favorite streaming service always suggests movies you really like and special offers you get from your favorite stores are always on point. What do all of these many other technologies share in common besides making our life way easier? Right, all of them are powered by machine learning, the subfield of artificial intelligence which is booming nowadays. Let's talk what do you mean by machine learning. You may heard the term machine learning many times, but what does it actually mean? Well, the goal of machine learning is to create an algorithm that can learn from the past experience and transfer this knowledge to new unseen cases. Let's consider an example. Let's suppose we want to create a machine learning based spam filtering system. Then we need to collect some emails received in the past, both regular and those marked as spam, and show them the algorithm along with their label. The algorithm in turn will try to learn how to distinguish between the two types of mail. Once the learning process is over, our model will be able to analyze new incoming mail and filter out the spam one. The key point here is we don't teach the algorithm how the two types of email differ from each other. We just show them example from the past and let the algorithm figure it out on its own. Cool, right? Note that the notion of spam may be different for different users of the same mail client. Indeed, while an email about machine learning summer school can be very interesting to you, someone studying medieval music will probably consider it spam. So if you apply the same machine learning algorithm to different data sets, that is text of email from you and your friend, you will end up with completely different spam filter. Machine learning can be applied to solve many different problems. Non-strictly speaking, there are two machine learning techniques, namely supervised and unsupervised, which we will discuss it later on. Let's elaborate how we define AI. Let me type it for you. How to we define AI. AI is a short term for artificial intelligence. As you have probably noticed, AI, artificial intelligence, is a currently hot topic. Media coverage and public discussion about artificial intelligence is almost impossible to avoid. However, you may also have noticed that artificial intelligence means different things to different people. For some, artificial intelligence is about artificial life form that can surpass human intelligence, and for others, almost any data processing technology can be called AI. To set the scene, to speak So we will discuss about what artificial intelligence is, how it can be defined, what other fields or technologies are closely related. Before we do so, however, we will highlight three applications of artificial intelligence that illustrate different aspects of AI. We will return to each of them throughout the course. First application is, let's suppose, self-driving car. First application we will be talking about self-driving car. Self-driving cars require a combination of artificial intelligence technique of many kinds, search and planning to find the most convenient route from A to B. Computer vision to identify obstacles. Decision making under uncertainty to cope with complex and dynamic environments. Each of these must work with almost flawless precision in order to avoid accidents. The same technologies are also used in autonomous systems such as delivery robot, flying drone, autonomous chip. During the pandemic, like a drone, pesticide, antiviral drug spread using drone technology. These are some artificial intelligence technologies. However, there are some implications regarding self-driving car. What are these implications? Implications like it's a sort of drawback. Road safety should eventually improve as the reliability of the system surpasses the human level. The efficiency of logistics chain when moving goods should improve. Human move into supervisory role, keeping an eye on what's going on while machine take care of the driving. Since transportation is such a crucial element in our daily life, it is likely that there are some implications that we haven't thought about yet. Let's talk about application 2, content recommendation. Content recommendation. A lot of information that we encounter in the course of a typical day is personalized. For example, include Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and other social media content, online advertisement, music recommendation on Spotify, movie recommendation on Netflix, HBO, and other streaming services. There are lot of services there. Many online publishers such as newspapers, broadcasting company website, as well as search engine such as Google also personalize the content they offer. While the front page of the printed version of a New York Times or China Daily, the Times of India, is the same for all readers. The front page of the online version is different for each user. The algorithm that determine the content that you see are based on artificial intelligence. What are these implications of content recommendation? While many companies don't want to reveal the details of their algorithm, being aware of the basic principle help you to understand the potential implication. These involve so-called filter bubbles, echo chambers, troll factories, fake news, new forms of propaganda. Let's talk about image and video processing. A third application, video processing. Page recognition is already a commodity used in many customer, business, and government applications, such as organizing your photo according to people, automatic tagging on social media like Facebook, and passport control. Similar technique can be used to recognize other cars and obstacles around the autonomous car, or to estimate wildlife population. Just to name a few examples. Artificial intelligence can also be used to generate or alter the visual content. Examples already in use today include file transfer, by which you can adapt your personal photo to look like they were painted by Vincent van Gogh. He is a famous painter, and computer generated characters in motion pictures such as Avatar, the Lord of the Rings, and the popular Pixar animation, where the animated characters replicate gestures made by real human actors. Let's talk about implications for image and video processing. Implications: when such techniques advance, become more widely available, it will be easy to create a naturally looking fake videos of events that are impossible to distinguish from a real footage. This challenges the notion that seeing is believing. What is and what isn't AI is not an easy question. Let me type that for you. The popularity of the artificial intelligence in the media is in part due to the fact that people have started using the term when they refer to things that used to be called by other names. You can see almost anything from statistics and business analytics to manually encode if then rules called artificial intelligence. Why is it so? Why is the public perception of artificial intelligence so nebulous? So let's take a look at a few reasons. First reason, that no officially agreed definition. Even artificial intelligence researchers have no exact definition of AI. The field is rather being constantly redefined when some topics are classified as non-artificial intelligence and new topic emerge. There is an old joke that AI is defined as a cool thing that computer can do. The irony is that under this definition, AI can never make any progress. As soon as we can find a way to do something cool with the computer, it stops being an AI problem. However, there is an element of truth in this definition. 50 years ago, for instance, automatic methods for chess and planning were considered to belong to the domain of AI. Nowadays, such methods are taught to every computer science student. Similarly, certain methods for processing uncertain information are becoming so well understood that they are likely to be moved from AI to statistics or probability very soon. What is the second reason? legacy of science fiction. Like the legacy of science fiction. Oh, that's a joke. The confusion about science fiction, the confusion about the meaning of artificial intelligence is made worse by the visions of AI present in various literary and cinematic works of science fiction. Science fiction stories often feature friendly humanoid servants that provide overly detailed factoid or witty dialogue, but can sometimes follow the step of Pinocchio and start to wonder if they can become human. Another class of humanoid being in sci-fi espouse sinister motive and turn against their masters in the vein of old tales of sorcerer apprentice. Going back to the something what that called Golem of Prague and beyond. Often the robot hood of that creature is only a tin veneer on top of a very human-like agent, which is understandable as most fiction, even science fiction, need to be relatable by human readers who would otherwise be alienated by intelligence that is too different and strange. Most science fiction is that best read. Best read has metaphor for the current human condition, and robot could be seen as stand-in for representations of society, or perhaps our test for meaning of life. That if you couldn't understand, no problem. This just taken from element of AI blog. Then let's talk about reason number 3. What seems easy is actually hard. Another cause of difficulty in understanding artificial intelligence is that it is hard to know which paths are easy, which ones are hard. Look around and pick up an object in your hand. Then think about what you did. You used your eyes to scan your surroundings, figured out where are some suitable objects for picking up. Choose one of them and plan a trajectory for your hand to reach that one. Then move your hand by contracting various muscles in sequence and manage to twist the object with just the right amount of force to keep it in between your fingers. It can be hard to appreciate how complicated all this, but sometimes it becomes visible when something goes wrong. The object you pick is much heavier or lighter than you expected, or someone else open your door just as you are reaching for the handle, and then you can find yourself seriously out of balance. Usually these kinds of tasks feel effortless, but that feeling relies millions of years of evolution and several years of childhood practice. While easy for you, grasping object by a robot is extremely hard, and it is an area of active study. You can see in Google search like Google's robotic graphene project and cauliflower picking robot. You can search in Google for project itself. And the third reason is that what I can third reason. Okay, sorry, fourth reason. What it inverse of the reason 3. What seems hard is actually easy. By contrast, the thought of playing chess and solving mathematical exercises can seem to be very difficult, requiring years of practice to master and involving our higher faculties and concentrated conscious thought. So no wonder that some initial AI research concentrated on these kind of tasks. It may have seemed at the time that they encapsulate the extent of intelligence. It has since turned that plain chess is very well suited to the computers, which can follow a fairly simple rule and compute many alternative move sequences at a rate of billions of computations a second. Computer beat the reigning human world champion in chess in the famous Deep Blue versus Kasparov match in 1997. You can search for that in Google itself. Deep Blue versus Kasparov matches in the year 1997. Could you have imagined that the harder problem turned out to be easy, like grabbing the pieces and moving them on the board without knocking it over? Similarly, while in-depth mastery of mathematics required human intuition and ingenuity, many exercises of typical high school or college course can be solved by applying a calculator and a simple set of rules. What would be a more useful definition or an attempt at definition more useful than what computer can do yet would be the list properties that are characteristic of AI. In this case, autonomy and adaptivity. Autonomy, the key definition is that the ability to perform tasks in complex environments without constant guidance by user. Autonomy. Let me write it for you. And adaptivity. Adaptivity is nothing but the ability to improve performance by learning from experience. Words can be misleading. When defining and talking about AI, we have to be cautious, as many of the words that we use can be quite misleading. Common examples are learning, understanding, and intelligence. You may say, for example, a system is intelligent. Perhaps because it delivers an accurate navigation instruction or data signs of melanoma. I think that stands for melanoma. Okay, sorry. Okay, in photograph of chin lesion, when we hear something like this, the word intelligent easily suggests that the system is capable of performing any task an intelligent person is able to perform. Going to a grocery store and cooking dinner, walks in, folding laundry, and so on. I am not able to pronounce this word, but I know the spelling. Melanoma. It's a kind of chin disease cancer. Like for example, if you want, okay, sorry. Likewise, when we say that computer vision system understands images because it's able to segment an image into distinct objects such as other cars, pedestrian, buildings, the road, and so on. The word understand easily suggests that the system also understands that even if a person is wearing a t-shirt that has a photo of a road printed on it, it is not okay to drive on that road. In the above cases, we had be wrong. Watch out for suitcase word. Marvin Minsky. That I had searched it in Google. Minsky. She is a cognitive scientist. One of the greatest pioneers in artificial intelligence, coined the term suitcase word. Suitcase. For terms that carry a whole bunch of different meanings that came along with if we intend only one of them. Using such terms increases the risk of misinterpretation such as the one above. It is important to realize that intelligence is not a single dimension like temperature. You can compare today's temperature to yesterday, or the temperature in Helsinki or Lucknow to that in Rome. Tell which one is higher and which is lower. We even have a tendency to think that it is possible to rank people with respect to their intelligence. That's what the intelligence quotient is supposed to do. However, in the context of artificial intelligence, it is obvious that different artificial intelligence system cannot be compared on a single axis or dimension in terms of their intelligence. Is a jet plane algorithm more intelligent than PAM filter, or is a motion recommendation system is more intelligent than self-driving car? These questions make no sense. This is because artificial intelligence is narrow. Being able to solve one problem tells us nothing about the ability to solve another different problem. Why you say a pinch of AI does not an AI? This is also an important point, right? The classification into artificial intelligence versus non-artificial intelligence is clear yet no dichotomy. While some methods are clearly AI and others are clearly non-artificial intelligence, there are also methods that involve a pinch of AI, like a pinch of salt. Thus, it would sometimes be appropriate to talk about the AI-ness, like happiness, happiness, rather than arguing whether something is AI or not. We should also note that AI is not a countable noun. When discussing AI, we would like to discourage the use of artificial intelligence as a countable noun. AI, 1 AI, 2 AI, and so on. AI is a scientific discipline like mathematics or biology or physics, you can say. This means that AI is a collection of concept problems and method for solving them. Because AI is a discipline, you shouldn't say an AI just like we don't say a biology. This one should also clear when you try to say something like we need more artificial intelligence. That sounds wrong, doesn't it? That's what, despite our discouragement, the use of AI as countable noun is common. Take instance for the headline data from wearable tech and teach an AI to spot signs of diabetic. Let me type it for you. Data from wearable help teach an artificial intelligence to spot signs of diabetes, which is otherwise a pretty good headline since it emphasizes the importance of data. Made it clear that the system can only detect signs of diabetes rather than making diagnosis and treatment decisions. And you should definitely never ever say like anything recently Google artificial intelligence built an AI that outperforms any made by human, which is one of the most all-time most misleading AI headlines we have ever seen. Actually, that headline is not by Google research. The use of AI as a countable noun is of course not a big deal if what is being said otherwise makes sense. But if you had like to talk like a pro, avoid saying an AI and instead say an AI method. Thank you. All this is for today for the basic definition. Thanks.